What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag, Miss Boosh Bag to you. Now double up and act like you heard that twice, because this is going to be 2 episodes, okay? So this video is probably going to be long as hell. I thought I was just episode behind plus the one from this week, but no. Apparently I am 3 episodes behind, so this is going to be 2, like I said. And let's just get into it. Okay, so it starts off episode 6, I think it is, with New York at her vocal coach. She's saying that she needs some help, with her voice, because she is trying to get into voiceovers. Well, actually, she said that she has already done some cartoon work, which I was unaware of. But she needs to expand her craft, so she needs a teacher, a coach, a class, as people do for most things. Somebody's got to teach you the ropes, right? Then they're trying to mess around with dialects, and he tells her to do like a Jamaican. And she just started talking about, whatever, something with ganja. Because she was like, I want to expand my horizon so I could do maybe even, big time, like Disney Pixar movies. And now she's talking about ganja. He's like, yeah, these are going to be people from Disney. So you don't really want to be talking about drugs when you're saying that you're going to be trying to work for kids. And then he was like, if you saw a man and he was just, a very dirty, unsavory man, be that man. And she just like did a creepy man voice where he was talking to somebody about putting his hand up their skirt, and he was like, skirt. I'm going to have to stop you right there. Once again, Disney. There's not going to be any need to be touching people. So yeah, she just kind of took it the wrong way. He means, dirty, like maybe with actual dirt, or creepy or mean, not, a pervert, or drugs, none of that stuff. So yeah, she got a way to go to actually keep her mind clean, I think is what it is. People are like, oh, that's what you thought I meant. You got a dirty mind. Yeah, she got a dirty mind. So she's apparently just... You tell her one thing, and she will never think the clean thought about it. She's always going to think the horrible negative thing. So yeah, she got to clean up her mind. And then her publicist comes in, JR, and they're talking, and she's actually just talking to him about she's going to be on Comedy Central and Steve Harvey show and whatever other crap that she's going to be on. But she feels like she's got a lot of offers coming in right now. And she really wants to like jump on them, because reality TV, it could go down in the dumps real quick. So when everybody is sweating you, everybody wants you on things, that's when you got to make your money. You got to make your rounds, try to build a business somewhere, do something for some residual income, or some income that's going to keep on going on after you get booted off for whatever show you on. So yeah, she wants to really get into all of that. So what she's actually talking to him about is maybe dropping the whole New York facade and really just being herself, who is Tiffany Pollard. So she was like, if I were to put New York up on the shelf, is Tiffany marketable? So that's where they are trying to go with that, all right? Claudia goes to visit Benzino. I guess he asked her to come there. She brought a gift for the baby. And that is as good as it got with that meeting, because yeah, it ended badly. He's feeling like her and Jen are still having issues, whereas I kind of thought that they squashed it. And I was like, I don't think he was there when they squashed it, so he might not know. He might be talking out his ass, but either way, she's like, no, we don't have an issue. He was like, there is still an issue. He was like, you as the boss, you need to chill, because you are having conflict with people, and it isn't just one, okay? And you need to not involve yourself in so much pettiness. Like, don't be petty, don't get angry, don't talk smack, don't always gotta shoot and fire back. Just let some things be, choose your battles, basically. And she says that well, she don't know where he coming from, because he knew her for a long time, and this bitch just came, he just met her. He must be getting caught up in her fake green eyes. See, that bitch always act like she's so classy and so above things, but she always got an insult for your ass. So she can act like you started every fight, but she is always starting fights. She's starting fights. You're not even talking to her. She's talking about you to herself, and she still gotta fucking make fun of your clothes, your hair, your career, your eyes, your mother, everything. She is shade. She doesn't throw shade. She is shade. She is a shade. She literally just got up off of a window and started walking around because she too much. I can't. All right, so he says stop taking pop shots at Jen, and then she got angry like she always does and caught an attitude with him. So she was like, well, you don't even know because you don't never be nowhere. You don't come to meetings. He was like, I missed like one meeting. She was like, no, it don't matter how many meetings. You don't come to meetings and blah. So she is very angry and definitely not taking it in the tone in which he meant it. Okay. And he was like, oh, so I noticed that you and Karamo also, y'all be really hanging real close, real tough together. And she was like, oh, that's because we're the smartest. And he was like, see, it's that shit right there. She was like, oh, you just don't get my sense of humor. He was like, yeah, a lot of people don't. That was shade. Boom, Benzino. That's what I'm talking about. Bitch, nobody gets your sense of humor because that's not a fucking joke. Fucking making fun of people, acting condescending. Are people supposed to? Especially when you're talking about them, because he is also in the group, bitch. Did you forget that? So to be like, oh, well, I hang with him because we're the smartest. Am I, as a part of this group, where you're saying that I am not a part of the smartest the smartest two people in the group, or whatever the number is, I'm supposed to find that amusing? Like, do you have any friends? Because it don't seem like you really were socialized correctly to understand what kinds of things people say to people to make them like them, and what kinds of things you don't say, because they're not gonna like you. You know, kind of the way that nobody likes you. All right, so Benzino and Karamo go out and they are playing basketball, and Benzino starts talking to Karamo about what he was basically just finished talking to Claudia about, delegating authority. She doesn't really delegate authority very well, and she is too argumentative. She's too emotional. She's too sensitive, and she talks too much shit. She always got to snap back. She always got something to say. And, you know, Karamo's like, yeah, I do get that. You know, she got to calm it down. But, you know, she's cool. She's not really like that. And, you know, always got to be like, oh, Claudia Ryder. Like, yeah, I love her. She's so great. Whatever. But he don't go that far just because, you know, Benzino ain't really feeling her right now. Benzino then asks Karamo, very strangely, okay, so I know you gay and everything, right? But you got a son, which means that you were having sex with girls. And he was like, yeah, I was having sex with a lot of girls. He was like, so would you go back? He was like, nah, I would never go back because I didn't like girls when I was having sex with them. Just, you know, basically it was a front. Or it was like a conquer thing. A conquest, just like something he did just because he could, made him feel good or whatever, but not that he wanted to be with them. And well, he asked him, if you were to ever go back straight, which girl out of this group would you like? And he was like, I would like Laura. He was like, she's kind of manly anyway. That's so ignorant. Nah, I think Laura is doing very well on this show to me. She's so cute. She's always dressed so fucking nice, and she's so level-headed and calm. And who would have thought that coming from Basketball Wives, and the person that she was, which started that fight with Malaysia back in the day, and all of the nonsense, her sister, that she would turn out to be so nice and level-headed. So happy for her, so super duper proud. But yeah, he said she was kind of manly. He was like, yeah, I was in the car, she'd be burping and all kind of shit. I was like, oh, okay, so burping makes you manly. Gotcha. All right, New York invites everybody out with her to party except for Claudia. Don't invite her because she will ruin it. Okay, what party has she been to that hasn't been ruined? Are there any? Yeah, but she'll act like it's all y'all fault. Okay, so they all show up. And then Karamo, I don't know what's up with everybody talking about Karamo going straight, but she was like, well, one of them was like something, whatever the fuck they was talking about. I was like, oh, well, you know, he's gay. And she was like, are you? She was like, come here, because I'm about to make you straight. Hold my hands. So they hold the hands. I don't know what the fuck holding the hands and looking at him was supposed to do. She was like, so you don't feel nothing? He was like, no. It was like, you sure? And she was like, no, he didn't feel nothing. She was like, I would have felt if he would have felt something. And it was nothing. Nothing in his hands, no heartbeat, no nothing. She was like, yeah, he's gay all the way. Right, because you're the barometer on gayness based on people not wanting to, not getting turned on by you. Girl, I'm not turned on by you. And I doubt that many people are. No, I'm not going to say that because that's not nice to say. I'm just going to say you're not everybody's cup of tea. So I could see if you were like a European beauty standard type chick, and then it would seem like there would be a large array of people that would be like all thinking that you were beautiful, but you're, you know, pretty basically a black girl with a wig on. And no, you're not a lot of people's cup of tea in the first goddamn place. So no, he wasn't feeling it. But regardless, they were dancing. They had so much fucking fun without Claudia, right? And then when they finally do sit down, you know, Karan was like, you know what? This is who I like. Tiffany. I like Tiffany. Not all of this New York stuff. He was like, because, you know, he'd be acting crazy sometimes. She was like, it's Claudia be driving me crazy. So, whatever. She's like, I have a big announcement. And she basically announces that she is not going to be working with them. She was like, look, I got a lot of projects on the table. I got things that I need to do. I do not care for Claudia. I don't want to work with this bitch. And I already got my own life. Like, I got a lot of things popping right now. So I don't really even need this job. So, yeah, I'm going to go. Okay? Bye. While they are there at the meeting, Benzino brings up that, you know, with Claudia already having, you know, the issues that she's having with people, that she might not be the best person to be, you know, the front man for this whole project. And everybody kind of gets along with Karamo. So perhaps since they are like the top head niggas in charge, that he should be a little bit more in charge, or perhaps at the very least in charge of talking to other human beings, since Claudia is clearly incapable of understanding other people's needs and understanding in any situation, whereas she is not the winner of the conversation. She got the win at everything. Like, she's just so effing much. All right. She's too defensive and too emotional, and the girls agree. So Jen is there and Laura, and they were like, yeah, Karamo will be a good idea. But he already know what side his bread is buttered on, so he don't want to really say nothing. And he's like, well, no matter if I'm, you know, the front runner or the person that's talking, like, Claudia is always going to be like in the background, or the person that's in charge or giving me direction, and I'll, you know, so whatever. Just trying to not really step on her toes or say anything one way or the goddamn other. All right. Next thing you know, he's in the car. He's with Claudia, and he tells Claudia that everybody wants her gone. But since she can't really go, yeah, nobody don't want her to talk. Like, just you be in charge of the talking, and she just do something else. So, she's like, whatever. I mean, this is basically my project. So how the fuck am I going to be gone off the project? So, yeah, she ain't really feeling it. So basically, they have a meeting with everybody. Benzino does not show up because I think right now he just got attitude that she is like, you know, you don't be coming to meetings. He's like, bitch, I'll show you not coming to meetings, because he said he only missed one meeting. But he said that he was actually sick. And she was like, no, I don't think he's sick, because I called him and he must have forgot that he was pretending to be sick, because he was all like, hey, CJ, I don't know how fucking being happy to talk to somebody on the phone and saying, hey, CJ, means you're not sick. So if you're not using your extra super duper sick, hey, I can't come to work. If you're not using that voice, you're not sick. You can't ever genuinely be happy in the midst of being sick. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But we already know how she is. Okay, so the name of the show is going to be called The Comment. And what they want people to do is to basically be online all goddamn day long, finding out every single thing that's going on and going through the comments on blogs and things and either saying something about the comments or either commenting or whatever the fuck. But it's, you know, kind of social media-y based talk show based on things that are going on right now. And then like out of the blue, well, they were talking about something about somebody doing a fluff pic, men doing fluffing, and then taking pictures and like draw the Speedos so you can see they print. And then Jen is like, oh, did you see Benzino's fluff pic and whatever? And it was like, he got one, let me see. And Claudia, okay, now she said she was not going to be petty, right? I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to say nothing. But I will guarantee you that I got something written down for every time anybody talked and what she said that was petty. So she is incapable of not being petty. It is basically her life. It's her job. It's her work. It is her life's work to be petty. Extra. Okay, so basically right after Jen said something about Benzino's fluff pic, Claudia's like, oh, leave it to Jennifer or somebody who's not even, you know, in the segment to mess up the momentum, because I guess they were, you know, practicing talking over in this area, moving around, you know, the newsroom or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. All right. So Laura tells her that she doesn't really keep up with the news, which I would think would be kind of logical for a woman with 4 small children, that she don't really have time to be online all goddamn day looking at other people's lives and trying to see what the hell is going on that's important enough to talk about or whatever. Like, what the fuck? And Claudia's like, ugh, I mean, I'm just asking you to check the headlines like twice a day. Bitch, you don't have no kids. She has 4 children. I'm sorry, and she's being evicted, kicked out of her house by her fucking boyfriend. All kinds of things going on, and you worried about how many times she checking her goddamn phone to see what's happening to other people. Ridiculous. Okay. And then they put Jen on the spot because they're like, all right, Jen, well, what do you got? And she's like, nothing right now, spur of the moment. And she's like, spur of the moment, bitch, you had like 6 weeks to come up with something to say, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, isn't this like their first time like really laying down the full plan in a meeting where there was no argument or nobody had to walk out? So it could very well be Jen's first time. I don't know if it is because I don't really fucking remember. But, you know, don't act like things been going smoothly and everybody knew what they were doing, when they were doing it, and all of that, because all this shit is fairly new. And the only people who really know what's going on is Claudia and Garamo, okay? So, and once again, like I said, she has some shit to say about what everybody said, so you're still petty. Still childish. Still can't keep your motherfucking mouth closed. All right, oh, and I'm also wondering, all right, how come they have to do all this stuff themselves? Like on the news, do the people go out, the newscasters, are they going outside looking for the news? I mean, I know there are some, you know, ambulance chasers that do that, but for the most part, the people on the news, someone brings them the story. They hear about the news and then somebody puts it on a teleprompter and they read it. So they don't have to go out and get the news. So if this is a show, like, hello, can we hire some people to fucking give me the story to fucking talk about? I mean, I can form an opinion, but must I go and do all the research myself? What kind of show is this? I might as well be on YouTube if I'm gonna do every goddamn thing myself. That's what I would say. You know what I mean? All right, so she mentioned, because once again she can't stop being petty. All right, she got attitude with them, so now she want to mention, oh well, I know about the party and I know what was said, so I'm just gonna say this. this project is my baby. So me, you know, getting off the project, it's not up for discussion. I can't stand them. All right. It's not up for discussion. It's just up for discussion. All right. So Karamo now has an event. The 6and10.org is the HIV/AIDS organization.org concerned with Black people, AIDS and HIV in the Black community. Right. His son is serving food and drinks and all of that stuff, kind of walking around. So he kind of walks up to his son, Karamo, and he's like, "Hey, son, you're doing really great, and I got really good news for you. When this show goes off, I am going to get you a job on it, you know?" And his son is like, "Oh my God, that is so awesome. Thank you so much, Dad. That's great to hear. Especially since I just decided I'm not going to go to school." And his father's like, "What?" "Yeah, I ain't going to school." He was like, "Where the fuck is this coming from?" And he was like, all right, this is a benefit right now, and I can't really talk to you about it, but he was mad. And he was like, whatever. So his son walked off. He don't give a fuck. He like, yeah, we'll just talk about it some other time. But apparently Karamo was very pissed because his son is making poor choices. Claudia and Laura show up, and Benzino coming up, but he's under the weather. So yeah, Claudia and Laura are there. Benzino say he was sick. Jennifer's also on the way, and Claudia thinks that he's faking because we already heard her explain, you know, her reasoning for not believing him is because he did not sound sick when she talked to him, because apparently you have to sound sick to her in order for you to be sick. All right, so well, Laura was like, well, you know, I don't really want to, you know, he's a little bit older, and you know, well, and Claudia's like, well, he ain't too old, he making babies still. Like, that is so tacky. Okay, so they're at this benefit, and Claudia is all up on Benzino because she got attitude because she knows that he is the one that brought up that Karamo should be in charge because of her issues. Plus, they just had like an argument where he was telling her she need to stop arguing and fighting with people. So she wants to argue and fight with him because she's mad at him for thinking she should stop arguing and fighting. Yeah, smart and classy, especially at a benefit. So she's like, well, what happened with Ray J? It's like, oh, Ray J fell through, but I'm gonna get somebody, like I said I was gonna get. And she just keep on coming for him. And he's like, look, I came to speak at this benefit that my friend invited me to, not to have an argument with you, not to talk about work or none of this. She's like, no, but look, come over here, come to the side. No, see, I am in charge. He was like, well, let me talk. Karamo, you don't need to talk to him. No, I am the executive producer on this project, so you talk to me, and blah, blah, blah. You're being disrespectful right now. Like, she was all in his face, and they are on the stage that first of all, that Karamo is out there speaking on, and the stage where everybody that speaks, they're by the podium, and she is literally fucking harassing him, and he is just trying to get away from her and keeps on calling Karamo, and she is so mad because he wants Karamo to be in charge, and she's like, no, you don't talk to him when I'm talking to you. Like, she's somebody's mother. Well, she didn't say that, but that's how she's acting. She's literally jumped in front of him like he wasn't allowed to talk to this other person. She is ridiculous. So she is mad also that he missed the meeting, and she's still feeling like he was faking or whatever. And she's like, this ain't Karamo's show, this is my show. She was like, well, he was like, look, I'll talk to you about this later. I told you. He was like, why didn't you check your emails? And he was like, I don't check my email. Like, that's not even a thing I do regularly. I don't even need to check my email. I already know what my job is. My job is to find a talent. That talent fell through, and I'm going to find a different talent. Like, I don't need to read a fucking email. And she's like, well, no. He's like, look, leave me alone. I'm gonna leave. I'm not even going to do my speech. He's like, she's fucking me up. I can't even remember what the fuck I was going to say now. Yeah, he tells Karamo that he's gonna leave because she got her hands all in his face and she's doing way too much. She finally sits down, and Laura's like, "What the fuck is that?" And she was like, "He's overreacting." And she was like, "I don't think he is. But is he overreacting?" She was like, first of all, she couldn't possibly be that turned up and that fucking mad just because he missed the meeting. So there's definitely, she was like, that had to be about something else. Because why would she be attacking this man at this thing, at this event for AIDS? Because he missed a meeting. A meeting where he didn't really have anything to do anyway because the talent fell through and that's all he was supposed to do in first goddamn place. But she was like, I asked him to do one thing. He was like, I still have days to do it. Like, I'm gonna do it. So apparently Laura is seeing the same goddamn thing that I'm seeing, which is she is still mad because he don't want her around, or he don't really care for her to be in charge because she too extra, she too much. And it's not about him missing a meeting. So Benzino goes up, he gives his speech, he finishes talking, and then Claudia goes up and she's talking and she was like, and whatever, and I would just like to give this check for $10,000. And then Jen shady ass was like, make sure it's not rubber. That's so ignorant. But you know what? I really needed somebody to be mean to Claudia because she was on my motherfucking nerve today. On my nerve. So yes, Jen, thank you for the comic relief. Alright, but I know that she was mad about that shit too. Because she get mad about every goddamn thing. But she said that she actually gave the check because her first agent died from AIDS. And he was basically one of the first people to ever believe in her. He believed in her before she even believed in herself. So she really cares about the cause and, you know, wanted to help out. But Jen is there over there talking about her, the confessional. She was like, that bitch giving money that she knows she don't got. We all know you are broke. Where'd she get money from? She's like, she's trying to buy Karamo's, what the fuck is the word? Loyalty. Yeah, because everybody kind of turned on her and he's the one that's still staying loyal. She's like, bitch, you trying to buy the loyalty. So after Benzino talked, he left. He was like, I'm not about this bullshit. I came to help you out, but I'm not going to be arguing with her. She ain't going to be in my face. Why is she even talking to me about this shit right now? So he left and Karamo was like, I'm going to have a talk with her. So yeah, he pulled her to the side and he was like, look, this is not the time. This is not the place. Like, are you serious? This is my event. And she was like, well, I was just, he was like, no, and you were on the stage, like people could see you. She was like, I'm sorry, I fucked up again. I'm always messing up at benefits. She was like, just like on another reality show I was on, which she was only on one, the one she got fucking fired from. And yeah, there's that. So yeah, you did fuck up again. I think a lot of the times when she starts going flip out crazy, she always got a glass of that motherfucking champagne. So I don't know if maybe she allergic to champagne. The shit make her act a little loopy. She should not drink and talk to people. Or if she has things on her mind that she absolutely has to let off her chest, she should not have anything to drink. Because it definitely persuades her words, her mood, her action, just all of it. She needs to chill. Because whenever she get mad, she just like, and you, bitch. Yeah, she takes it there all the time. So she apologized to Karamo about the whole thing. And then the girls are on the inside and they're talking like, what the fuck happened? Where's Benzino at anyway? And they're like, well, I think she's just kind of frustrated with the whole situation. And when they come into the separate room, New York is like, where's Benzino? And then she just goes bonkers, okay? Crazy as hell. Where is Benzino? What did you do to him? Did you castrate him? Did you sever his penis? She was like, you know, you need to sit down. No, I'm not sitting down. Bitch, you don't control me. You don't control me. Sit down. You sit down. Karamo grab her and put her down. He was like, I'm not no security guard. I'm not grabbing no women and sitting them down on chairs. She grown. If she want to stand up, then me to give her no block activity, because where I'm from, whatever this, that, I'll give her that block activity, and that bitch won't be able to take it. She can't. So, yeah, of course, the producers got to come and drag this bitch off stage because she acting crazy as hell. And that is how that episode ends. So now we're into episode 7, where they're still in the same room, and she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore that like it didn't happen, because essentially that shit was nonsense. She starts talking to them about the schedule, and she was like, well, I was trying to talk to him about, you know, what he was supposed to do was to get Ray J and whatever. And Laura tries to explain to her, like, you know, first of all, we're still at this event, so why the fuck are you talking to us about this other shit? Like, don't talk. No, I'm gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about. She was like, no, what I'm saying is, this is, you know, this is Karamo's thing. This is his day. He has this big event, and you come here, being argumentative, talking to people about stuff that don't have nothing to do with today or his event. So you just trying to make the shit like all about you or whatever. And you started an argument, you made him look bad, you're arguing on the stage, and people saw you. And she's just like, no, I needed to talk. No, you didn't need to talk. We're not going to be talking about this right now. She was like, no, we're not going to talk about it. So Laura got a little bit angry. I really wanted her to get ghetto, because, you know, she hasn't done it at all on this whole show, but I know that she can go there. But she just, you know, she just shut it down. So she's very finite. When she says it ain't gonna happen, you basically know she's still very clear on what is and what is not going to be going down. But just much more concise and calm. So she tries to explain it was wrong for her to confront him on the stage, and this just really isn't the time or the goddamn place. Claudia is still insistent and talking about all of this shit at the event, even though nobody is trying to listen, because they're trying to have fun at an event that has lots of people there and, you know, mingle and chill, and you're just making it really weird and awkward for every fucking body, okay? And they were like, well, she was like, well, you know, he's under a lot of stress. He just had a baby. She was like, he didn't have a baby, his girlfriend had a baby. They're like, you still don't get the fucking point. This man is not bothering you, and you are harassing him, and you are at someone else's event, destroying their event, making everything fucking look bad because you are so hell-bent on whatever the fuck is your issue right now. So, of course, Claudia downplays her arguing and says, okay, well, you know, we need to just stop getting sidetracked and emotional whenever we're trying to talk about something, because, you know, we're here. So what are we saying, that we can only talk about HIV and AIDS while we're here? Like, we could talk about something else, because I haven't seen you in a long time, and I wanted to just kind of talk about this, and you know, as long as we don't get sidetracked and emotional. And Laura's like, bitch, it's you are sidetracked and emotional. You emotional as hell right now. You going fucking crazy for no fucking reason. And then she comes out in her little confessional thing, and she was like, now I see, let me see, I wrote the shit down. I see why they haven't worked since their show ended. Now I see why some people haven't worked since their show ended. She is always making fun of people's careers, when I think that kind of everybody on there are kind of one-hit wonders. You were on a reality show once, and then it ended, and then what? How many things has she been doing where she is always talking about somebody else's shit? So, yeah. And she's blaming it on them. Did she get fired? Because I think everybody else worked through their whole contract until the show was over. You, the one who can't get along with anybody, is the person who was fired from a reality show. Now, you know, you have to fucking suck when a reality show that gets its ratings based on you being an ass and fucked up, they don't even want you. You too fucked up for people that like fucked up people to even like. Which means that you are extra fucked up. You are fucked up with a cape. You are super fucked up. Nobody likes you. And you suck. Okay? So, and Oh, and she called them untalented when she was walking away too. Like, oh, you know, it's a bunch of untalented. I don't know. I don't know why her ego is so inflated. Why she feels like she's so much better than everybody else on the show. It really doesn't make much sense to me. So they go and they get Carlos, and Carlos comes back to talk to her because she's having a little bit of a fucking conniption right now, and she was like, well, you know, I don't really know where I stand. I don't ever want to step on your toes because I know that you know, this is your show. But I'm led to believe that I have a certain amount of control, but I don't know where my control ends and where yours starts. And he was like, you know, when New York was like, oh, I'm going to leave, it was good that you didn't go and beg her, no, please stay on the show. She was like, well, basically you chose the people that were going to be on the show. And that was the twist, that I didn't get to choose the people that I wanted to be on my show for myself. And then I was just working with people that I don't really care to work with because of you. And he's like, no, bitch, do what you want to do. Don't let them make you feel like you're doing this or you're being petty. But you know what? She is being petty. Don't sugarcoat. That's what he said. You know, don't sugarcoat it. And they don't let them tell you being petty or whatever. First of all, that bitch has never sugarcoated anything. She is the most ignorant, rude bitch ever. So I don't know what sugarcoating he been seeing going on. It definitely ain't been from this bitch. And she is excessively petty. I mean, maybe one of the pettiest people I ever seen. She gotta have the last word on everything, on anything. I think if a bug walked by and said something she couldn't even hear, she would get on the ground with a magnifying glass and yell at the bug through the damn glass, because she is that fucking petty. She is that ignorant. He gave her the authority to fire people, and now she's all fucking happy. All right, so Jen is at a little dance studio. She's working on her dance moves because, of course, Benzino's been working on her album or her record or whatever. I don't know if it's an album or just one thing. But for her video, she's going to need to learn how to dance. So she's got like a dance coach teaching her how to dance. And Karamo comes in and talk all about her dancing. He was like, she is stiff. She was stiff. But no, but she's all right. Whatever. That's why she got a coach. She gonna loosen up. So he's in there. He's dancing with her a little bit, and coach walks out. He was like, "I'll give y'all a little bit of time," because clearly Karamo came to talk to her about something, right? Because he's not gonna be in the video. And he was like, oh, well, Claudia told me to show you this video. He was like, I just want you to know before I show it to you that I had nothing to do with it, and I do not condone what is being said in the video, but I do have to show it to you. She was like, oh, okay, let me see the video. And the video is Claudia. And she like, yeah, I really tried to make it work with you. But you know, there's just too many issues, too many things going on. So in the words of presidential hopeful Donald Trump, you're fired. You and Benzino, you're fired. She was like, bitch. So she got mad or whatever. Like, let me go the fuck outside. So they're outside, and she was like, first of all, if you're gonna make a fucking, who the fuck fires somebody on a video? But if you are gonna make a video to fire somebody instead of in their face like a grown-ass woman, first of all, what you need to do is get a glam squad, because she looked fucked up. So petty. Oh, and then she was like, and I need you to see this. So she shows Karamo a video of Claudia on some interview somewhere with two men, and she's kind of making light of rape. They're talking about rape, and she's laughing. After she put Jen through all of that stuff for Jen feeling uncomfortable that she talked to her about rape, or, you know, just any of the shit. Jen telling Karamo that she told her that somebody raped her, and, you know, whatever. Just the whole rape thing kind of seemed like a thing that's like so taboo or whatever. But in an interview, she's laughing with two men about rape or whatever. And he is floored, basically. Like, what the fuck? Huh? But he know that Jen don't like Claudia, so he can't really talk about it. But he was like, I don't really know what that's about, but I'll talk to her about it. So he didn't say nothing, but he's feeling some type of way about it, all right? Yeah, Jen's mad that she got rid of the riot act, but Claudia, you know, she's not even really serious about rape. Whatever. Jen says she don't really care about it, and she got her own shit. She got her album coming out, and she already has a talk show. So I mean, I don't need your talk show. I have a talk show. She's on, what is she on? Black Power, Black Planet, Black People Meet. No, maybe it was Planet. I know it had the word black in it, but it's something I don't subscribe to or whatever. But whatever. She didn't really seem all that hurt to not be on the show, because she probably thought that she was going to get the boot at some point any goddamn way, right? Laura is out house hunting with Jen, and they go and look at a house, and they're like, well, how much is this house? And he like, $4 million. She's like, what? $4 million. She was like, does it come with a private school? No, it's public school. She's like, oh. Like, why is my kids going to be going to a public school in a $4 million house? Who has $4 million? Girl, why? Did you not tell him the budget ahead of time? Or was he just trying to, floss for TV? He's trying to sell that house. He was like, yeah, you can't afford it, but it's going to be on TV. Here's my card. Yeah, he wants somebody on TV to see it and be like, ooh, that is nice. All right, so while Laura and Jen are outside, they start talking about their relationships, because, of course, they were both basketball wives, and they have dated sports players or whatever. So they're talking about, the cheating and I guess the loneliness and the sneakiness and all the other things that are going on, and having a nice little laugh. But Jenna's like, well, what's really bad is that her breakup with her husband was like so public. It's, on TV, it's in the blogs, and how much she hated it, and social media, and the people don't ever know what's real and what's fake. So they judge you on things that seem one way, or they only, heard one snippet, one little part of something, but, over a thing that happened over 4 months or something, a 4-month span, they heard like 30 seconds of something, and you're judged on it. So nobody really has the full stories, and things play out in the news the way the media spins it to play out or whatever. You know what I mean? So Laura says that she just wishes that he would fall out of love with her, or stop loving her the way that she stopped loving him, so that he would stop being vindictive. Because, of course, he's just being mean and vindictive to her because he's trying to control her. He wants her to stay, and he wants to control her. And she don't want to be controlled, which is why she has to go. And she's over it, but he's like, no. So he's trying to make life really, really hard for her, so that she'll feel defeated and come back. Because that's what he keeps telling her. Like, whatever, you're going to fail at everything. And then you're going to come back begging me, crawling on your knees again, and whatever, dangling shit in front of her like, oh, you need me. So, yeah, she's just trying to get from under his thumb or whatever. And she was talking to Jen. Jen's like, so you wouldn't go back? And she was like, well, sometimes I do think about it. Like, when somebody asks me, I have to hesitate, because at some point she was addicted to him. She couldn't get away, but now she's in a better place, a better headspace where she can just let the shit go, basically. Either way, she needs to move out in 8 to 10 days, and she has a budget. So she's telling the realtor, look, get me a goddamn house that I can actually afford, and definitely not no $1 million per room, because this $4 million 4-bedroom is not gonna happen, basically. Then Claudia's at the nail shop getting her nails done. Karam will come in and take a couple of shots at her raggedy ass feet. They are raggedy, all right? And yeah, he came to talk to her. He told her that he showed the video to Jen, and she was like, well, how did she take it? He was like, well, first off, it made you kind of look a little bit worse than people already think you are, because first off, you did it on a video, and then you did not even send the video yourself or present the video yourself. That I had to be your henchman and bring the video for her to watch you say that she was fired. Yeah, so that kind of made you look bad. Well, how did she take it? He was like, oh, well, she started going off, she was irate, even though she says she's so bushy. I'm like, she didn't say she is bushy. I mean, she says she's bushy now because people keep calling her bushy, but she bushy. She's from a nice area, okay? And her family had some money. So, I mean, I don't know what else makes you bougie. Is it just saying that you're bougie, or is it actually coming from money? Because that's what I thought it was, right? Okay, so, yeah. So he was like, she was, acting crazy, and she got real hood and real ghetto about it or whatever. Well, Claudia's like, well, I sent you with the message because apparently people like talking to you. They said they like you better, so I felt like it would be good for you to be, the bearer of bad news, which is still her being shady and tacky, trying to throw people words back at him. All right. He told her that he saw the video. And then she was like, well, that joking about things is a coping mechanism. I can't just cry about things all the time. I cry at home. I cry when I'm alone because my whole family and everybody I love, and I'm not married, everybody's on the East Coast and I'm here alone. And I have to, protect myself and protect my emotions. So I have to just let things, roll off my back. I can't just sit and cry about everything. So that was an awkward situation that I had to just basically try to laugh off. But she's really mad because she feel like Jen Googled her to find it or whatever. I mean, how she know? Somebody could have sent that to Jen. There's so many millions of ways that she could have found that information out. You know what I mean? All right. So, and Karamo's like, well, if you could just stop, fighting with her, trying to comfort her. She was like, I don't fucking try to comfort her. I haven't seen nothing that she's done. She ain't been in shit in 5 years. He was like, that is coming for her. I don't know why she don't know that. Okay? I think when you're being shady. You can't be such a horrifically shady person that you don't even know when you're being shady. That means that it is literally your personality to be an unkind, raggedy ass person all the time. You don't even know when you're doing it or how to stop it. Because if you think you're being nice when you're talking shit to people and calling them bitches and making fun of their careers, when you're like, I don't ever argue with her. This bitch ain't done nothing in 5 years. Like, you are arguing, you are talking shit. And as soon as she see this clip, she's going to be mad. And now she's going to say something about you. It's going to be a big argument. And you're going to act like she did something to you. When in fact, you were the bitch that keeps on fucking bothering her, right? Whatever. She's saying she's sick of apologizing to Jen. And basically fuck her. Yay. All right. So, Benzino and Jen are supposed to be, fixing her song. So she goes to the studio and she also has to tell him that he is fired because clearly he doesn't know because apparently he don't check his email. I don't know if she even emailed it or I don't know if Karamo, just never got around to showing him the video, but it appears that he does not know that he is fired yet. So she goes there to tell him. And they both just have a nice little laugh about it. He was like, well, I got shit to do anyway. And, the whole everything, the way she came at me at that meeting, like at that benefit, she crazy. And I don't give a fuck. I have my own projects. Like, it's okay. So, once again, nobody was beat to not be on this show that nobody was caring about or contributing to any goddamn way in the first place. All right. So, they like, she crazy. And, they got their own shit. So, Laura's in her truck and somebody named Sierra, who's helping her pack, calls and was like, baby father dude, boyfriend, ex, he locked the gates. So she's supposed to be moving out. She's moving out. It is the moving day and he will not let her move out. So he has locked the gates and like, oh, she got to go get the sheriff in order to come in because it's his property and technically this was the day she was supposed to be out. So he's just trying to make it very, very difficult for her. So instead of getting super frustrated and crying or going crazy and fighting him, she called her parents and of course her father is mad. He was like, oh, he's so lucky I'm not in motherfucking California. Like her father, he sounded like he really want to fuck this dude up. But she was like, I'm just gonna go get some bolt cutters and go and cut the lock so I can finish moving out of this goddamn house. Which is really sad because she went and bought the bolt cutters and you should have seen her in her cute skirt outside in the rain cutting bolts. And not only does she have to cut the bolt in the rain, she's gonna have to fucking move in the rain. Like, he seems very heartless and obviously childish, ridiculously childish. Who does that to a woman? Who does that to their kid's mother? And that's what she said. She was like, well, at some point, the kids are going to realize that all of these troubles that we're having is all because of him. And he's going to have to answer to that. So she ain't got no issue. She like, whatever. You can't hurt me. All right, so now Karamo wants to meet with his son. Because the son is mad about having him on reality TV to say that he wasn't going to school and whatever. And his son, I still don't know how old this motherfucker is. He seemed like a grown-ass man, but he might just be a teenager. He might just got out of school. But he's at a skate park, and his son never, ever, effing shows up, right? So then the producers come over to talk to him, like, what's up? Why the fuck he ain't come? He's like, well, we are really having some issues right now. I embarrassed my son. I kind of humiliated him on some level. And I guess that I thought he was old enough to understand the things that were going on with reality TV. But clearly he isn't, and I dropped the ball. I'm supposed to protect him, and I haven't been protecting him. And he's getting caught up in the whirlwind, and he got, hurt, his feelings hurt, or, whatever. So I don't know exactly what the fuck it is he's talking about, but he does feel like he has not been the best parent, and he's bothered by it, and he wants to, obviously get back on track, get his son on track, to do, better things that he wants him to actually do. All right. Then we go to the alley, and New York is there with Action. And I'm just wondering, she was like, well, Action wanted to take me shopping for some stuff. And I'm like, Action ain't no motherfucking good. Because what the fuck? Why is he taking her shopping in the goddamn alley in LA? If you're not from LA, the alley is literally a fucking alley, okay? It is an alley. And there are stores, I guess, like a swap meet, which if you're from the East Coast, you also don't know what that means. But I don't know, maybe like a flea market where they sell clothes. Yeah, cheap clothes, kind of like downtown and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of cheap ass stores, selling $5, $10. That's why I get my 3 for $10 leggings for exercise. Yeah. That's where he has New York going to buy her some stuff. What the fuck is going on with that? I'm like, okay, cheap much? And she just starts going off. They're in the store, and she's like, well, you know what? I see that you like taking pictures because somebody stopped, and they taking pictures. Oh, this is my man. I'm gonna have him around or whatever. She was like, you like all the things that come with this lifestyle that I'm living, but you're not making those steps to claim me. Like, look, I need a title. I need to know what the fuck is going on with this relationship. Are we moving forward or whatever? And he like, well, what the fuck did he say? She was like, you don't ever hold my hand. I always have to hold your hand. I mean, I just be wondering, when are you going to recognize me? When are you going to notice me? Pay me attention, whatever. I'm like, I'm still not following what she mad about. I guess the hand holding, but I mean, he is paying you attention if he's there with you. Unless he was just going there for himself. Well, it is a swap meet. Okay, it's not a swap meet, but it's basically the same goddamn thing. It's the alley. So, she basically just bust out into tears. She was like, he was like, so you don't want to like bend at all. You ain't gonna bend at all. Like, it's just your way of the highway. Yes, it's my way of the highway. I'm Frank Sinatra. I want it my way. And he grabs the bag of stuff that he bought, and she's like, what you doing? What you grabbing that bag for? What you going to do? You going to leave? You going to walk out? And he's like, I bought this stuff. I mean, can I pick up the bag? And then she's like, Lord, oh, Jesus, Lord, please. Oh, no, help me, leave. Help me, Jesus, help me, Lord. I'm like, what is she? I don't understand what she upset about or what she talking about right now. So, yeah, I'm lost. He like, what's going on? What are you doing? She was like, I don't want you to go. Don't leave me. So, okay, when she was like, it's my way or the highway, clearly she felt like it was the highway for him because he grabbed the bag. So she thought he was going to be like, fuck you, and like leave. So that's why she started panicking and going crazy and shit. He was like, I ain't gonna leave him. Chill out. Calm the fuck down. He was like, no, I'm cool with you. I keep telling you I'm cool with you. I'm cool with Tiffany. I'm not cool with New York. New York is crazy. New York is off the chain. He was like, I'm not going to call you New York. New York is a name that you got from some other man. Like, I like Tiffany. I need you to just be Tiffany. And yeah, that's what she was saying at the beginning of the episode, or the episode before this, whichever fucking episode I'm talking about. She goes on to say that she does really care about him. She wants Action to be around, even though she's not sure if she can remain faithful. I'm like, I thought you was mad that he wasn't being faithful, or that man wasn't being faithful, and now you're talking about you the one that's not faithful. I don't know what's going on with New York. She's so extra. Karamo and Claudia show up at Benzino's event for Hip Hop Weekly. He is happy to see Karamo, but he, a little apprehensive. You see Claudia there, but he's cool. Give her a hug, all that sort of shit. She apologizes to him and like, oh, well, we knew each other for a long time. I'm sorry about what happened at the event. Hope we're still cool. He was like, yeah, we cool. He accepted her apology, but yeah, he ain't fucking with her. He was like, that shit was too shady. And I mean, I won't be involved in nothing that she's doing no more. Like, I'm just gonna keep my distance. Like, basically, fuck her. We're not friends anymore. All right. Jen comes in and she kind of bumps into Claudia. And Claudia has it in her mind that she's like, you know what, she did that on purpose. She was like, and you know what? That bitch, I am so over her. And I don't like the fact that she was Googling me, looking for the shit, because she's still mad that Jen found that video that she showed to Karamo or whatever. And she was like, I'm going to confront her. So she got to go, of course, get her obligatory glass of liquor so that she could get crunk, so she could just start going off on people for no motherfucking reason. And Jen walks past her and goes directly over to Benzino and gives him a hug, and then they're talking, and then Benzino's like, you know what, something's wrong, come over here, let's go, privately, let's go sit over here, like, tell me what's wrong. And you can see like Jen's eyes are filling up with water, and she really is sad about some shit. So we don't know what the hell's going on, and Karamo happens to notice it because of course he knows that Claudia is revving herself up to go over there and start a damn fight. And he was like, Jen is crying, like something is wrong. So they come over there and it's like, oh, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you okay? And she's like, no, her mother has stage 4 cancer. So right now, we already know that her mother passed away, but we know that the whole show is, filmed ahead of time. So this is when she found out that her mother had stage 4 cancer. She found out that day. She's very sad. And Claudia finally, again, shows some humanity, and she's like, well, I'm not gonna fucking argue with her about this petty bullshit that I was gonna be saying, knowing this about her mother. Benzino was very, very shaken up because apparently he just lost his mother like a year ago. When Laura came, which was so after the fact, so I guess I'm just skipping shit. But when Laura came, Laura said that her mother actually had stage 4 breast cancer and she fought through it. So we know that her mother's still alive. So of course that's going to give Jen some hope. And everybody's being really supportive. Claudia actually went over to her and hugged her. She hugged her back because I think when you're really crying, when you're really, really sad, you don't give a fuck who is hugging you. You just need a hug. You know what I mean? So she's hugging her and she's, very comforting, telling her things, about her mother. Like, your mother knows that you love her, you're there for her and all of that stuff. So I thought that was very stand-up-ish of Claudia. I like that. I like how all of them actually, came to her aid in her time of need. Karamo said a prayer for her and she basically left. And that is how that episode ended, with them going back in to have a drink because of course she just dropped the bomb. It got everybody pretty emotional and she had to leave. So that is the end of this extremely long goddamn video. But I had to put these 2 episodes together, and I'm still just 1 episode behind now, right? Okay, so if you guys liked this video, let me know down in the comments. If you hated this video, let me know down in the comments. If you think I'm smart, if you think I'm stupid, let me know down in the comments. If you think I'm cute, let me know down in the comments. If you like my hair, here go the hairstyle. And until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos.